Another edition of Perspectives. Daren Jaime here with you. We encourage you to watch Perspectives. Watch full episodes on our brand new redesigned website, www.bronxnet.org/perspectives, or you can view and leave your comments on youtube.com. And all you got to do is go /BronxNet Perspectives. And always, if you're watching live, share your perspective by giving us a call at 718-960-7241 or send us an email, and we, of course, will share them live here on air or even on a future show. Our topic tonight stems from recent crimes, especially gun crimes that have been plaguing our communities. We all remember 92-year-old Sadie Mitchell, who was killed by a stray bullet while in her home. And last September 25th, last September, 25-year-old Aisha Santiago was killed in front of her 9-year-old son while walking home. It's because of such incidents why our borough president, Ruben Diaz Jr., together with members of the Bronx Clergy Task Force, New Yorkers Against Gun Violence, as well as other elected officials and local community leaders, came together to fight against violence with a different approach. Our September 25th, the Peace in the Streets initiative was launched. This new program will bring Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr., religious leaders and law enforcement officials, and other concerned citizens into direct contact with Bronx residents to discuss growing concerns about violence in their neighborhood. Our reporter Veronica Boapam was there. She has our story.
Meet Gloria Cruz. 5 years ago, she lost her niece to gun violence. A tragic end, but instead of grieving silently, Gloria took her grief to the streets and began the Bronx chapter of New Yorkers Against Gun Violence. Now, with the support of the borough president and the Bronx Clergy Task Force, her voice is not the only one being heard. She, along with other community leaders, have launched Peace in Our Streets Day, a new initiative to bring a stop to gun violence.
I wanted to make sure that people knew that we have a problem in the Bronx, but we've made a lot of differences in touching lives and changing people's lives and mindset about gun violence.
In January of 2010, the Bronx crime rate decreased. But ironically, gun violence had gone up, recording a percentage of 14.3, 4.5% more than 2009. Officials and religious leaders say that we cannot celebrate yet, and that teaming up with Gloria Cruz for the Peace on the Street rally is going to be on top of their agenda.
Anything and any initiatives that can be undertaken that at least brings awareness to these two issues, I think is a great idea.
We need to be able to get out there to find solutions to help our young people. So I'm praying that our children will be safe, that our parents would be safe, and that we could help each other.
All the way from Brooklyn, Latanya says that she and her daughter came to be a part of the rally and that she understands firsthand how those committing the crimes need direction.
When you have a leader, to tell you, it depends whether it's the congressman that was here today that spoke or your church home or something like that, that can make a difference and intervene, for a good purpose. It does a lot.
At the end of the day, the tape is still up, but hopefully will be stripped away block by block with rallies such as this one, bringing peace to family members such as Gloria Cruz. Reporting for BronxNet, I'm Veronica Boapam. For more information on how to get involved, visit www.nyagv.org/action.
And our guest in the studio is the president and founder of the United Clergy Coalition, CEO of the Bronx Clergy Task Force, one of the organizations that played an intricate role in the rally. Honored to be joined by Bishop Angelo Rosario. Also joining me is his lovely wife, Reverend Nancy Rosario, a bivocational minister and chaplain. She's also an author in her own right and a vibrant community activist. And Bishop and Mrs. Rosario and Reverend Rosario, thank you for coming and sharing with us here on Perspectives.
Thank you for having us.
I know that it was Pastor Michelle White Haynes' church that actually
wonderful
hosted
woman.
Wonderful woman.
Amen.
She's a friend of mine, actually. And she was the host for this particular event. But as you look at it, I was taken aback by the fact that when you look at the statistics, as we said, crime up, crime down, gun violence up.
Definitely. But crime is going to continue to rise if we don't, with guns, because we're trying to stop the young people from having guns. But I believe that we have to stop trying to stop the guns from coming into the city. And these are not kids that are selling them the guns. I believe that these are grown-up people from different parts of the country that are selling it to other grown-ups, and they're bringing them in. and then our children are out there trying to defend themselves because everyone has a gun, and there's a problem. So we need to be able to get the houses of worship and everyone out to be able to create a team to see how we could get to our young people, get them programs, because we have a lot of programs. We have our schools are better than what they were in the 50s. Our way of doing business and programs are better. But there is something wrong because we got a lot of white-collar crime also. The prisons are full of people that are using guns to be able to defend themselves. We're blaming the economics today. We're even blaming our president. But it doesn't have anything to do with our president or anybody else. I think that there's a factor of crime that in a religious form, I believe that there is a spiritual component that goes along with this.
How does the local church play a part in this, Reverend Rosario, when you have this issue that's actually plaguing the community? How can the church be effective in galvanizing support and really trying to put an end to this?
One of the areas I think the local churches have lost their view of having the houses of worship open all the time. There was a time when even the Catholic churches were open every day. There was respect for the houses of worship. I remember I remember the time when if an alcoholic, a drunk, passed by a Catholic church, he would actually cross the street.
Right.
Because he had respect. Okay, but nowadays, even the media, you watch movies, they're doing gun violence inside the churches. So all that is affecting our youth. They watch this. The media is attracting them a lot. When I see movies, I go to the movies and I see, all this violence with guns and weapons and all that inside the houses of worship. And the kids are seeing this, so they're losing more respect for God. They're losing more respect for the clergy. They're losing respect for the houses of worship. And the houses of worship need to be open to bring back the respect that they had many years ago. And outreach like what we did on Saturday is one of the areas, the houses of worship, to go out there and not just parades or rallies, which are good, but the kids and the people that have the guns do not attend the parades. They do not go to the rallies. They don't even watch the news. They're in their houses. And that's where we need to go to put those flyers and whatever 1-800-GUN STOP to promote this whole area of getting the guns off the street. It's not going to be an easy task. Like my husband said, people are selling them.
And they're selling them. It's not an easy task. We know that, it's hard to even track them because when you talk to the district attorney, you find out where these guns come from. Sometimes the tracking is just so hard. But what do you hear from people on the street? I mean, you're a pastor, bishop, you're out there, you're involved. What are you hearing from young people on the street when it comes to the whole issue of gun violence?
Well, many of the young people, they're saying that they need a gun to defend themselves because the streets are bad. And every time you walk around, you find that someone is trying to take over their territory. Or they go into a fight because they don't fist fight anymore. I was looking back in my time that in the late 50s, 59, 58, and the 60s. Yeah, I'm going to tell you how old I am. The same things were going on, and there was a spiritual rally that came in, and Nicky Cruz got saved, and the Mama Chaplains got saved. All these gang leaders got saved in that particular time. There was a transformation where people were known what God was all about. Because I believe that the family are trying to do the best that they could, but they lost control of their children.